My name is Joel Aguilar Barajas. I'm in second year of Mechatronics in the UTT. This is my final project. First, I'm going to explain about the present continuous. The structure of the present continuous. To form the present continuous, here we have the subject plus the verb to be, am, is, or are for plurals, plus ing, form of a verb, plus the complement. Then this is the table. Subject, I, he, she, it, you, we, they, verb to be, ing, form of a verb, and complement. Affirmative sentences. Subject plus auxiliary verb plus gerund, ing plus complement. Examples: I am studying in the school, she is playing in the park, and they are listening music in the radio. This is for the affirmative sentences. Then we have the negative sentences. Subject plus auxiliary verb to be plus negative auxiliary, the not, plus the gerund ing and the complement. Examples: I am not studying in the school, she isn't playing in the park, and they are not listening music in the radio. And then we have the interrogative sentences. Auxiliary verb plus subject plus gerund plus complement and the question mark. Examples: am I studying in the school? Is she playing in the park? Are they listening music in the radio? And then we have the structure and the use for there is and there are. We use there is and there are to say that something exists or doesn't exist. The real subject usually comes after there is and there are. The structure, there plus the verb to be, is for singular and are for plural nouns. Now, there is for singular. Here we have some examples for affirmative. There is an apple on the desk. There is a pencil in my bag. For negative, there is not an apple on the desk. There is not a pencil in my bag. And for interrogative, is there an apple on the desk? Is there a pencil in my bag? And then we have the there are, that is for plurals. Affirmative. There are 2 windows in my room. There are 5 motors in the lab. For negative, there aren't 2 windows in my room. There aren't 5 motors in the lab. Interrogative. Are there 2 windows in my room? Are there 5 motors in the lab? This was the there is and there are used. Now the prepositions. These prepositions will help you to speak about where things are. In the first, here, the ball is in the box. The ball is in the box. The ball is under the box. The ball is behind the box. The ball is in front of the box. Then the ball is above the box. The ball is below the box. Then the ball is between the boxes. Here's the boxes because are 2 boxes. And the ball is in front of the box. This was the prepositions. And now we have the rules to add ing. Most of the verbs add ing. If the word ends in e, drop the e and add ing. 1 syllable verbs with 1 final vowel and 1 final consonant, double the final consonant and add ing. 2 syllable verb with the stressed syllable in the second, double the final consonant and add ing. And if the verb ends in I, drop the I and add ing. Now the past tense of be, that is was and were. Use was for singular subjects and were for plural. Here is a chart. Personal pronouns: I, he, she, it, we, you, and they for affirmative, was for the first persons, and were for the plural. Negative wasn't, weren't. Interrogative was I, was he, she, it, were we, you, or they. Now here we have some examples. First, was. For affirmative, for was, I was in the school. She was in her house. For negative, I wasn't in the school and she wasn't in her house. For the interrogatives, was I in the school? Was she in her house? For were, affirmative, they were in the school. We were in our house. Negative, they weren't in the school and we weren't in our house. Interrogative, were they in the school? Were we in our house? It was were for the first person. Now for the ed sounds. Ed sounds T when verbs ends in voice sound, like fix, fixed, talk, talked. Ed sounds D when the verb ends in a voiced sound, damaged, damaged, state, state. And ed sounds ed when verb ends in T or D, defend, defended, invent, invented. Now for regular verbs, like for the last rule we have talk, talked, miss, missed, smoke, smoked, allow, allowed, share, shared, play, played, decide, decided, collect, collected, defend, defended, and report, reported. Now some irregular verbs. Say, said, fall, fell, cost, cost, spend, spent, speak, spoke, write, wrote, get, got, buy, bought, drive and drove, eat and ate. This was my final presentation. Thank you for your attention.